or what is your suggestion with respect to any amendments or any suggestion you looking forward in terms of like Apprenticeship Act, any amendments, anything which you think makes sense? Because a team leads have been in advocacy part of it with respect to apprenticeship for many years now, right? So maybe some input from your side which you think will help to make apprenticeship more ease of doing. Today, a lot of organizations, they don't want to take apprenticeship because there is a hassle and all those things. So just a thought, maybe a couple of points from your side, which you can pass on to the respective ministry or the concerned departments.
I would like to increase the percentage of the NAPs to an organization. It should not be restricted to 15 or 18. It should be because I would like to increase it to, I would recommend it to increase to 25%, because ideally the new generation has to come in across, right? This is where we can, as an organization, as a HR team or a management, we can able to pump in the new freshers in the category, because I don't know how many organizations would be open enough to take freshers. But when you have the credibility, when you have the other parts, reimbursement parts are coming across, people definitely management will be thinking one more time. And if the number is restricted to 15%, then ideally we don't have much of a thing, right? So ideally I would recommend we can increase to 25 or at least 20% is what I'm just looking at. And the second thing is that the reimbursement part by the government side is very I need to say, it's very the processing is not happening in this way. So we as a HR team, we take a lot of convincing skills and then talk to our management, convince our management. When the reimbursement is not happening on the time, the other side of within our own department, the finance team will bounce back and say that was what you committed, what is not coming across, right? So that way, the reimbursements part can be also taken care. The smooth initial reimbursement can be also taken across, and the grades, as Mr. Anil, Pooja, and Rabhir has said, we can also increase the number of grades. Now it is around some 64 grades are there, 64 topics they can able to cover. So it can be increased to all the levels as well. Maybe in the initial grade itself, we can have the scale grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 as well, right? So if I'm a plumber, I can able to basic training, intermediate, or a superior, or the super training. Maybe I can have 3 kinds of things, so that our reskilling will also can be brought in there. So that's my 3 points which I thought
I have already mentioned certain things. I back Saravanan 100%, because these are the 2 things which people are grappling with. One is increasing the numbers, because you see there is a huge, what is the use of this act? Basically 1961 this act was made, right? It has to be amended in a proper way, because that time population was different, industry was different. Now it is down the line, how many years? More than 60-70 years now, right? So look at that, revamp it, and as I said earlier, let's make it an updated course, little bit of course and more of a practical knowledge of the industry, because where they are going to make their career, let them go there and learn. Give them a direction. Even if you're not giving a reimbursement, let it be, because nobody wants to spend money, basically, neither the individuals, neither the government. So let the industry sponsor it, because they are utilizing them. That could be also possible, because of the restriction is because of reimbursements. They don't have coffers. These are all some common sense, but want to make it more common practice as a government, rather than putting it as a stringent law and just policing it, rather than make it more easy. Governance should be easier, and solve the problems. The problem is skilled manpower on the floor.
True.
So how do we do that? Use all your ways, because you have to upgrade your teachers in your ITIs. There are too many things to be done, but make it digitized. As Saravanan and other people said, you don't need 100 teachers in 100 ITIs. Make it centralized, right? Like different governments are doing it. In Tunisia, I was just reading a newspaper. Tunisia government was doing something like Centrally, they were having some good teachers and they were training people on the remote areas. Why do you need the content developers should be at the central, and at the local level, those maybe lower grade teachers can take care of things, right? That's how these things should be improved, right?
Yeah. True. So Pooja, what are your recommendations with respect to any change you look forward for, which you can pass on to the concerned department, ministry?
See, I feel, one is publicizing this program quite a bit. And I second Anil when he says that it should not be, a policing kind of an act. Rather, it should be publicized more. There has to be respect for this program. In our country, what happens is apprentices are looked down up to. They did not have that kind of respect. One, I feel the graduation may add up that part, getting them to an equal play. But at the same time, publicizing, saying that, being an apprentice, learning the skill and being trained on a skill is not bad. Today, we have a challenge as an industry. We face a challenge of recruiting youth itself. Okay, people don't want to come to an ITES industry because that's not looked upon like a very high-flying job and all.
True.
So, if it's publicized from the government that coming into an apprenticeship program will get you a graduation certificate and being trained into a skill is great. That kind of a thing will help quite a bit, and adding skills to this program. Okay, today there's, as I said, it's about limited skills, about 64 and odd, but the quantum is immense. You can just add up more skills to this program. That's what I would expect from the government.
I think so. Although it is compulsory for all organizations to recruit at least 2.5% of apprentice, I think so that is not happening. That is not a lot of people are even aware. Now we have these MFin fraternity where I speak to other HRs, and not a lot of them are even aware that there is a practice as such. And also, I feel there is a myth that it's a hassle to recruit a NAPS candidate or an employee. I think so. It's not. It's pretty easy and it's pretty simple. Just to add, my bottom of the pyramid or the front force is 50% of my total manpower, and if you're saying that there's a quota of 15%. I think so that should be certainly looked at. I think so 15 can be made 25, 30 or even more, because for an industry like us, it will certainly help us. And last thing, there is a huge delay in claims. As Saravanan said, there is financing which is constantly chasing you. It's been over a year, but we haven't received even a single claim. So yeah, that is what we are looking at.